I know what Charlie Kirk is going to say in this situation, right? Of course. But they are all circling the wagons, trying to make it like somehow Donald Trump is having to fight off the deep state. The deep state so badly wants to get rid of Donald Trump that they are basically creating. I mean, they haven't. This is third wave coronavirus is a hoax-ism. Maybe second wave, right? First, it was just a Democratic hoax. We don't need to do anything about it. And now it's like, not that many people are dying. And so clearly a hoax. We didn't have to do any of this stuff. Here is Charlie Kirk carrying that baton.
I would say that, wouldn't I? I want to know what our friends think of that, and I want to get their comment on the actual plans that seem to be the focus of the conversation right now. Charlie, let's start with you. I think of you as someone who's really keyed in to the president's base and his supporters and his movement. Let's take the plan that seems to be the one that Dr. Fauci is pushing very hard, which is this notion of virus testing and then identifying, isolating and contact tracing everyone who's got the virus. Sounds like that could be millions and millions of people. How's that going to go down with the Trump base, in your view?
Yeah, respectfully to Dr. Fauci, I don't think that's going to work. I mean, look, here's the thing. If you had to rank the anxiety, especially among the Trump base, the people that I communicate with every single day, the thousands and thousands of young people and patriots across the country, what they're most worried about, Steve, is not being able to go back to work. It's the people that are being furloughed. It's the businesses that are being shuttered. It's the anxiety of, will life ever return to normal? Now, I'm not minimizing the virus at all. I mean, that's nowhere where I'm getting near. Right. But I don't think when Dr. Fauci says that we might have to be shut down for a couple more months, that's not going to be politically palatable, as respectful as I possibly can be. And there has to be another way. And that's why your entrepreneurial approach tonight, Steve, deserves to be commended. And we need more solutions that focus on creativity and local control, not national bureaucracy and draconian stay-at-home measures.
This guy, Steve Hahn, is a lunatic. But politically palatable with his base? Are there a lot of people out there going like, I really, really love this idea of staying at home? It's simply a medical necessity. And here's the thing about a pandemic. You can do local control, but be prepared for your people not to be able to leave that locality. Like, we're going to have to start. I mean, this is what I was just saying to the last caller. This idea. And I think you can start to see they're moving in this way. They're trying to lay the groundwork that this is all a bit of a hoax, because he's saying he's not minimizing the coronavirus. But if you start to say the methodology that everyone agrees upon in terms of containing it, of mitigating it, it's just not palatable. I don't know what that means really in this context. And we should delegate that authority to highly localized areas. Maybe he's just talking about governors. What they're setting up is Donald Trump coming out. My guess would be in the next 4 weeks. Maybe it's by mid-May, maybe early May, maybe even late May, but I imagine before then, coming out and saying, we're in the clear. New York has leveled off. We flattened the curve. Not understanding that means it's an ongoing problem. And then you're going to see, I don't know, Texas, maybe you'll see Florida, maybe you'll see maybe Georgia. I don't know what other states essentially relax all of their stay-at-home measures. And it's going to create a tremendous amount of tension with states that are trying to maintain it. Who knows that maybe they rekindle an outbreak in these localities, in these states. The federal government has been commandeering supplies from states. Maybe they're stockpiling it to give to these states that open up and continue to spread the virus. I mean, we're going to be dealing with a lot of these issues going forward. We're going to be dealing with them in the context of these states. If the federal government, and, look, Donald Trump 2 months ago could have used the Defense Production Act to say, I want you working on swabs because I don't want to run out of swabs. I want you working on, and there's people working on testing for sure, but I want you to work on this testing even if you're working on other projects. And I want the price to be reasonable. There's a whole host of things he could have been doing, but the Chamber of Commerce didn't want him to. But at one point, we're going to get tests. And then there's going to be all this new set of tensions between people who have been shown to have the antibodies and those who don't. And it's going to start getting really weird. And by weird, I don't mean like weird in a good way.